Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Big Kid with Will Bryant. As always, I'm your host. I'm Will Bryant. Drinking some coffee on this one today. I don't know why I do that. Every episode, I announce what I'm drinking, and it's usually either a beer or a coffee. I guess it's because if you don't hear me pop in a bottle in the beginning of the episode, I feel like I have to let you know why there is no bottle being popped. There was. Imagine I brew the coffee instead of popping a bottle. So you hear din 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 din, and then you hear my coffee brewing, and you know, he has to go to work later. If you hear my intro, dun, 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 and then you hear, you're like, oh shit, Will's got the day off, baby. Today is not a day off. Today I go to work, which is, I don't mind work, but what I did between yesterday and today, kind of dumb. Let me tell you why. It's just the way that the schedule has gone, and with a combination of somebody wanting to switch shifts with me, I worked like one day in the past, like 5 or 6. I think I went from like Friday to Wednesday, only having worked one shift. And that's because like right before that I had worked a bunch in a row. I got a couple in a row scheduled right now, starting today. It's not about me having my shifts cut at all. It was just the way they kind of lined up. Why am I saying this? Because I've had a lot of time these past couple of days, and I've used it to kind of catch up on some of my content or whatever. I've been putting out some more clips on my Instagram page, trying to do the same on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and what have you. I don't know why I always forget. I'll put something on Instagram, then I forget to do it on everything else. I'm trying to get better at that. Anyways, I did that. I even recorded the first episode of my of this season's fantasy football podcast that I do for my league. So I recorded an extra podcast than I normally do. And I've been scheduling reels on my Instagram to post on themselves like a day in advance. So oftentimes I'll wake up and my reel will I scheduled one for like 6 a.m., one for 8 a.m. Today's was noon. And sometimes I'll record this podcast and not publish it, not make it go viral. I wish. Not make it go live until the next morning. Usually, it's like if I record on a Wednesday, I might publish it or schedule it to be published Thursday morning. And I had yesterday off completely. And I woke up today groggy, thinking, all right, I don't have a reel scheduled till noon. But what time did I schedule my podcast to publish? And I had this moment where I was like, oh, you didn't record a podcast yesterday, you idiot. I did make a clip for my Instagram yesterday, but I completely spaced out on the fact that I could have used my day off to record a podcast. Could have enjoyed a nice beer or two yesterday. I actually didn't drink a single beer yesterday. I guess bravo to me. I didn't drink a single beer yesterday. And I also didn't record a single podcast yesterday. I'm feeling a little dumb, little stoops on that one. It's all good because I don't go into work today till like 6. Working a cellar shift tonight, and I have some time. This is my 3rd cup of coffee. I wonder if that says something. Like, what if I don't drink beer, I need to just inject caffeine into my system at this level. So I'm drinking coffee and recording this before work because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot that forgot stuff. Well, thank you for listening regardless. Before we go any further, just do me a favor if you don't already. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Excuse me, I swear I didn't even do it on purpose. X, not Twitter. And what else, man? Threads, Spotify. Same name on all platforms. 3 words. I'm Will Bryant. That's at I'm Will Bryant. BRYANT. Like Kobe. Now that that's out of the way, what do I talk about? So, this literally happened today. Also, I woke up and after I realized, hey, moron, you didn't record a podcast yesterday, so you got to do it today. I also knew that I was out of weed. And I was like, well, before I do anything, actually, I drank a cup of coffee, and then I was like, before I do anything else, I need to smoke some weed. I need to go get some weed. So I went to I love that it's so easy now just to go to the fucking smoke shop. I might have mentioned this before, but there's like one, two, three. There's probably 4 or 5 different legitimate smoke shops within a couple of blocks of where I live. And I used to just go to the closest one. In fact, one opened up this past month or 2 months ago on my block. And then one day I went to, because one was closed, I don't know why, like randomly on a day. And I walked further and I went to the one that I was kind of avoiding. Because out of all the smoke shops, this one looked the shadiest. Smoke shops nowadays, they'll have fucking bright lights. They'll have brand new awnings with, beautiful graphic designs that they, had ordered online and had delivered. There's, it just looks like nice and inviting. There's a lot of smoke shops like that now. Looks almost boutique. But this one always had like, first of all, like no awning. I think they had a flag. There's no awning. There's always a dude that's just sitting in a chair that I feel like he's there for security reasons, but he's always like sleeping with his switch like in his hands, just out. And I don't, no one dares like touch that switch. And all smoke shops have like crazy bulletproof glass. Well, not all. I lie. I guess the ones where I live in Bushwick, there was one that opened up and it was nice and inviting and no bulletproof glass. And then they got robbed within like the first month. No lie, because they posted the picture of them being robbed on their door. It was just guys in ski masks and guns. They're like, if you've seen this, people. I'm like, nah, absolutely not. You are in the wrong hood for that. They immediately, like the next week, installed just bulletproof glass from ceiling to floor all the way throughout the entire store. Well, I don't go to that one. I used to, but I don't go to that one anymore. I go to the hooder one, the more hood one. The one that looks like they knew to install as much bulletproof glass as possible before they ever had to find out the hard way. And this window in the weed shop, it's like 1 foot by 1 foot. And it purposely makes the shopper have to like do this, like duck like to a 4 foot level to peek and look up and be like, 1/8, please. It's got to be all strategic to like not get robbed. It's the hoodest spot. Cause this is how I know it's that, I don't know if it's like just my head but I do feel like it's better weed than what I've been getting or was getting. But you noticed once weed started being legalized, not even in New York, but even like in the West Coast and in Denver. I mean, like Denver's not West Coast. I mean, like California and Denver. You notice like you would buy weed from, if you were in New York and you would still buy weed illegally from like your dealer, suddenly your dealer stopped giving you weed in like generic plastic baggies that like are used for like, I don't know. I hear my cat meowing. What the hell? I'm recording. Anyways, back in the day when you used to buy weed from your dealer and it would come in these baggies, these plastic clear baggies. Then once it became legal, just even in the West Coast, here in New York, I would buy weed from my dealer and suddenly it would have like branded bags that were like, they looked more legit, more professional, and like you had to, the old ones we all have now in smoke shops, you had to open it with it was a little bit tougher to open than just a regular plastic baggie. At first, people thought you had to like rip it open. And then you started seeing all these brands or whatever. That weed, the packaging made you think that you were about to like smoke some primo shit, but a lot of times I'd get it and it'd be like dry and it'd feel like whatever. The best part of it would be the packaging or the name that they came up with the weed. Now, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck what graphic is on the weed package and what you named it. I really don't. That's why when I went to this hood spot and I asked for an eighth and I usually get 2/8, but that's besides the point. When I bought weed from this hood spot and they gave me weed in clear baggies, I was like, yes. Thank you. Old school. Opened it up, not dry. Wasn't a bunch of little nuggets. It didn't look like corporate weed, Corporate weed to me is dry little tiny nuggets in a beautifully packaged bag. Hood weed, nice chunks that are not dry, still sticky, in a plastic bag with zero marketing and zero branding. You know what's the branding? Smoke this. Get high. It's not some fucking thing called, I don't know, what. Every weed pack also, by the way, breaks like every copyright law because there's like a picture of a cartoon character on it with red eyes, just high as fuck. Clear baggy weed is the way to go, if you ask me. And I was on my way back home just this morning from buying my hood clear baggy weed. And I saw this new tag, and for you guys that don't know the tag, by tag I mean somewhat like graffiti on the wall, on like a brick wall. And I'm normally not like one that notices new graffiti, I guess, that often. Maybe I do if I walk the same place over and over again. But this one caught my eye, not because it was particularly good, but because of what it said. And people, if you don't know what a tag is, I guess a tag is like this name that you give yourself or whatever, and you throw it up on walls in a stylized fashion. And this one, the tag was simply Nokia. 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 I was walking home and someone tagged up Nokia on a wall. And I don't know why, but suddenly I started thinking way too much about whoever tagged Nokia on a Bushwick wall. Like, it's either I have two theories already. This happened about an hour and a half ago. I already have two theories. These are them. That can't be grammatically correct. I tried to sound smart at first. I have two theories. Come hither. I'll tell you both. Sit down. These are them. Fucking idiot. I need to drink some water after that. Maybe I have too much caffeine in my system. I'm saying dumb things. These are them. Maybe these are them is actually fine. Like, I have 2 idiot sons. And these are them. I present you them. Are these them? These are them. Anyways. My 2 theories. My theory. 1, it's someone of like my age, around 35. Someone in their mid-30s that is a huge fan of early 2000s technology that no longer exists today. Early 2000s, whoever tagged up Nokia is someone in their mid-30s who's a big fan of early 2000s companies that just no longer exist. He still owns a Nokia phone. The names of them were just like numbers, the 4400. Like Mercedes-Benz models. And the Nokia, one of them had like the removable case. I think I've talked about this, where you can buy other cases and switch up like the color or the look. I don't know if people called that the brick, Nokia brick, or whatever. That wasn't the official name of it, but this dude had a spray can in one hand and a Nokia 4400 in the other, and he was playing Snake with one hand, killing it, and saw this blank spot on the wall and was, you know what? I'm gonna honor this. I'm gonna honor this relic right now. Nokia, fucking perfect. Walks away. By the way, this person that's a fan of the Nokia phone also only wears clothing from the same era. So he had Diesel shoes. His jeans were either True Religion or 7. Remember those? 7 for all mankind. He has a tall man tee or a Marcus Camby Knicks jersey. Latrell Sprewell, perhaps. He travels in a pack. He had 2 friends. They also tag up. One tagged Bell Atlantic. The other one, Voice Stream. Remember Voice Stream? That turned into something else. I think Voice Stream turned into T-Mobile. Bell Atlantic turned into like Verizon, I believe. They're not fans of T-Mobile and Verizon. They like the brand before it changed, before it got too corporate, too big for themselves. And they hate BlackBerry. Don't even talk to them about Apple. They don't even know that exists. They were listening to their mini disc players, tagging Nokia, Bell Atlantic, and Voice Stream on this wall. Theory number 1. Theory number 2 is that it was someone so young that they never heard of Nokia in the first place. Theory number 2 is that some little child, some young whippersnapper, some like, I don't know, 16-year-old future artist, saw this wall and was like, I've thought of a great name and I must put it here. Nokia. It just flows beautifully from my wrist to my fingertips, through the can, into spray paint, and on the wall. Nokia. Has no idea it was ever a phone. Doesn't even know what kind of video game Snake is. never heard of a mini disc player, only sees true religion in what he considers classic films, and has no idea that Verizon and T-Mobile were ever named anything else. These are the two extremes, the two theories that I've come up with here. Neither really makes me too excited to have this person within my vicinity. Thinking of young, like really young, dumb kids doing something like tagging up Nokia, it reminded me of me. I was on my way to work probably like 2 weeks ago right now. And there was these pretty young looking kids. I guess to me young. If you would have told me they were 21, I'd be a little surprised. I want to say they were younger than 20, between like, I don't know, 16 to 19. I'm at that age where you can be 21 years old, and I'm surprised you're not 16. Because to me, 21 looks so young. You might as well look 16. You might as well be 16. Because to me, 21-year-olds now, I'll be at a bar or bartending, and I'm like, how in the world are any of these people allowed to be in here? And I've carded all of them, and they're all 21. I feel like I bartend, not now that I'm in the cellar, but before, sometimes I felt like I was bartending at a Chuck E. Cheese. Or if I were that Nokia guy, the older one, a Discovery Zone. I saw these young kids smoking weed out of a banana, just right on the sidewalk. They had somehow bought a banana, not a plantain, a banana, and done some MacGyvering to it to turn the banana into a pipe, which I'm positive is possible because when I was in college, I heard, I think I heard about it before, but kind of in this drug mythos, an urban legend of drugs. But then in college, it was, I believe, proven to me that you can indeed use an apple to smoke weed. And I did it once. Somebody had an apple and carved it out and made a bong or a pipe out of it and used it to smoke weed. And you got to remember, that was back when weed was illegal, and sometimes going to get, whether it be joint paper or what I smoked out of more back then, blunts or blunt paper, we didn't exactly have a spot on campus that sold blunt wrap or Dutches. We'd have to walk off campus to the 7-Eleven off campus, and that was like a legit, like over a mile, like back and forth. So sometimes we'd be like, fuck. The common thing we'd use is making a pipe or a bong out of a plastic bottle, like a small Pepsi or something like that. But I have seen the apple, and I had never really heard of the banana, but I wasn't surprised to see it so much. What was more surprising was the way, I guess, that I saw it just in the like on a sidewalk, especially now when you can just go get joint paper or buy a pipe like at every corner store, at these smoke shops we were just talking about. Is there an age? Do you have to be a certain age just to buy like a pipe or a joint paper or something like that? Maybe they didn't know how to roll joints. Do you have to be a certain age to buy pipes or stuff like that? Maybe at least 18, because that's smoking age, I believe. I don't know. But I was smoking a joint while walking by them. I almost wanted to be like, here, smoke some the normal way. You poor children. They were not poor at all. They're these white, they definitely look like these privileged white kids. I mean, they're smoking right in the middle of like a sidewalk in Greenwich Village. So sure, they're doing just fine. But I had a joint and they're like both working at this banana. And I saw smoke, so it was working. I wonder if it's like banana. Does that then flavor the weed banana, like a banana a little bit? And I just remember, it just made me laugh. I just remember thinking like, what a just teenage boy thing to do is like smoking weed out of a banana on the street. I want imagine like, oh, dude, I got weed, but do you have a banana? Nah, bro, let's go to the deli. All right, one banana, please. Though that's the type of kid that I'm imagining tagged up Nokia on the wall. Nokia is the dopest graffiti artist. The dopest banana smoking graffiti artist around. This kid had a banana. These kids use the banana bong. The banana bong, basically. I went back to school for music production when I turned, or not when I turned, but after 30. I believe I was exactly 30 years old when I went back to school. I think. God, I don't remember. Maybe I was 28 or 29, actually. God, I don't know. I'd have to. There's a lot of remembering involved when I have to remember when I went back to school. Feels like forever ago now. But I went to school and I'm in classes with kids that just graduated high school. I think that's what I did. I started in the winter. No, excuse me. September. So kids graduated in May. Some kids that were still 17. I know I started college initially. I was still 17 because my birthday's in December. So I'm in class with some 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, plenty of 19-year-olds. I'm fucking 30. Going back to class in the same classes as them. And I remember being in like a sound design class. And we were playing with a synthesizer. And what that is just this cool, funky thing that uses like frequencies and waves to make different noises. And you can use this to make music, essentially. And at one point, someone was just messing around with it. And they made this sound with it. Not a nice sound, not a pleasant one. They made a sound, it went like, or some shit like that. And I just said, wow, that sounds like a 56K. And the only person that even chuckled was the professor, who was like in his 60s, maybe 50s. Every other classmate that I had, stone-faced and silent. No reaction. Confusion. And I said something like, man, I remember when the internet was first invented. And my teacher goes, oh, shut the fuck up. He goes, you are not that old. And I was like, well, maybe not invented, but like definitely normalized. And I remember when people started having the internet for the first time in their homes. And he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, well, I'm born 87. And he's like, oh, shit, I guess you do remember. And the class was looking at me as if I had just told them that I was present at the Last Supper. You might as well have told my classmates that I witnessed Moses read aloud the 10 Commandments for the first time ever. I was there. They thought you were around for when the internet first started? And I was like, yep. That's why that shit sounded like fucking 56K, man. Some kid was like, 56,000 what? I'm like, no, 50, son of a bitch. 56K is a type of, it's a type of like dial-up modem. What's dial-up modem? Son of a bitch. Dial-up modem is what we had before it went to cable. Cable? What's cable? I'm like cable internet. What's cable internet? It's faster than dial-up internet. Son of a bitch. It eventually went to Wi-Fi, which is now faster than anything we had. But this is before Wi-Fi. You used to have cable was good because it didn't occupy your landline. When you used to use dial-up modem, it would block your landline and no one could call your parents, and your parents would be pissed off at you because you're fucking around all day on America Online. And they'd be like, what's a landline? Son of a bitch, man. Before cell phones, you mother. What was life like before cell phones? It was like before cell phones, you had a landline. That's when you call a house and there's one phone for the whole house. How would you text? You wouldn't. You would talk. Unless you were on the internet and you were occupying the landline. Because I'd be freaking IMing on AOL. What's IM and AOL? Damn it! Just know things, dude. Just stop being so young and know what I'm talking about. AOL, America Online. Who here had AOL? Who remembers You've Got Mail? And feeling so fucking important because you had mail. And then feeling so fucking cool because you had a buddy list with people online. America Online. And you can IM people. Instant message. I felt like I was finally cool when I would be home, go on America Online. Here, you've got mail. Check who's on my buddy list. Remember when someone would come online and you'd hear the door open? That meant one of your friends, one of your buddies had just gone online. And then you hear door slams. One of your buddies just went offline. Do you remember, who remembers having a crush on a girl and hearing and seeing her screen name as the bold, just newly online person on your buddy list, and your little heart would flutter through that 56K? We used to be able to make member profiles, like your profiles on America Online, on AOL. And you'd have to like learn HTML code just to give yourself cool fonts and backgrounds and colors. Only like people's parents had actual member profiles with no HTML coding. And it was just their actual name and occupation or whatever. But man, when your crush went online, and I saw that screen name, woohoo, suddenly my night just got exciting. I might as well gone out to the club at age 14. If I saw that screen name pop up, whoo, and you know what was the most heartbreaking sound for me at that age? Is when my crush would leave and you hear, and that screen name would go bold and italics and she'd be gone forever, at least for the night. And she didn't even say goodbye to you. Or worse, you didn't even have the courage to send her an IM in the first place. AOL Instant Messenger, man. All right. I gotta come clean. I had one of the worst, the dumbest, probably dumbest. I had one of the dumbest screen names ever growing up. And I thought it was so cool. How I ever had a girlfriend typing with this screen name is beyond me. But my first ever screen name, which essentially at that age might as well be my identity. My first AOL screen name ever was SkyDragon2K. I am not really proud of that. But I'm even less proud of the time that I forgot my password and had to come up with a new screen name. And so I came up with SkyDragon3K. Because SkyDragon2K was so good. Let's just bump that up another 1,000. I know it's not the year 3000, but so what? And then I forgot what it was, if it was like I forgot my password again, or I got a new version of AOL, or if I had AIM before and then finally got AOL, but I forgot something forced me to get a new password. I had already retired SkyDragon2K, and SkyDragon3K's flight had ended, and it was time to put it away in its cave and go to sleep forever, because I had the chance to now make a new screen name for the third time. And that screen name was SkyDragon 4K. I'm going to pause to let your minds blow. SkyDragon 2K, SkyDragon 3K, SkyDragon 4K, baby. Right here. And I thought I was the freaking coolest. Let me tell you. Let me talk to you. Yeah. I was so cool in my head. What I should have realized then, and I'm realizing it now, almost live as I'm talking to you guys, is that was perhaps one of the earliest signs that something was massively wrong with me. And I didn't see it. And neither did anybody on my buddy list see it. None of them. Not even my, one of my best friends growing up, Mystical Avenger 0. We sound like the next DC flop. SkyDragon and Mystical Avenger. Or it sounds like the Mystical Avenger rides the SkyDragon. to fight crime. Eventually, I realized SkyDragon, whether it be 2K, 3K, or the ever evolved 4K, which is not that cool. I guess that's when I went with my more normal names, normal screen names, which confused the hell out of a lot of people. And I just made it Will 4K1. I went from SkyDragon2K to SkyDragon3K to SkyDragon 4K to Will 4K1. Those are my identities throughout like my young adult life. Again, not proud. AOL and screen names were such a long time ago that pretty much no one in my circle of friends ever knew about SkyDragon or Will 4K1 unless like I purposely brought it up. And I remember this one time, it was, I don't know why I remember almost specifically what it was for too, which is a lot of times when I go to a concert or something, it blurs in my head, but maybe it's because this one was so like, it wasn't a concert for someone I even knew about. I think Jack Daniels was having like a promotional event at some warehouse or something. I don't know. And it was free, so I went with some friends of mine. Some friends I used to IM, really. And I'm just out in like this outdoor drinking area. And suddenly I hear, "Yo, Will 4K1." And I hadn't heard that in probably 10 years. And none of my friends turn around because what the fuck is a Will 4K1? They probably didn't even hear Will clearly. They just heard 4K1. I turn around and it's like my old girlfriend's cousin who used to call me that in real life. And I'm noticing now it was probably in a mock. It probably started off as a mocking thing and ended up just being my name for him. And he saw me from a distance. It just yells, "Yo, Will 4K1." And I, thank God he did not yell, "Yo, SkyDragon2K." And then me turn around and be like, "My name has been summoned." Thank God it was at least Will 4K1. Not very cool, but a lot less lame than SkyDragon. I am the king of dragons, 2Ks and 3Ks and 4Ks. I love dragons before Game of Thrones, or at least before the series, the TV show. I was the father of Sky Dragons before there ever lived a mother of dragons. Also, why Sky Dragon? Like there's like, yeah, like they fly. We know. It's not even like I summon the Sky Dragons to counter your Earth Dragons. And the Aqua Dragons, the Water Dragons. Sky Dragon. Like, thanks, Will, for clarifying the location of this dragon. It's in the sky. In the year 2000. SkyDragon2K. Yeah, there's no IMing and buddy list now. Now it's you just slide into someone's DM on Instagram or Twitter. Or X. Yeah, so it's definitely different now. I went to the bar after work the other day with a bunch of coworkers for a nightcap at like we were done a little bit early, and early for us is like 2:30 in the morning. So we went to the bar for like an hour. And one of my coworkers is 13 years younger than me. The spry age of 22. And we like got onto the subject of, I don't know why, but like I'm reminded of this because of where I just started talking about young kids in school and whatnot. He like threw out the fact that he had never like gone to the library to do a report or something like that. And I was like, psh, that's all I used to do. Used to have to go to libraries and take out books and read, stay in the library to write parts of your report. And I'm like, do you even know what like an encyclopedia is? He had heard of them. Who had an encyclopedia growing up? I had A through Z, motherfucker. Britannica. I don't know what year it was. And I was like, yeah, I had Britannica encyclopedias A through Z, and I think there was even one book just for like numbered shit. And it had the little, like, you know, it's 0 through 9. And he was like, what's Britannica? It's the same thing all over again. What's dial-up? What's 56K? This guy was like, what's Britannica? And I was like, that was the brand of, they had a stranglehold over the encyclopedia game. He's like, did they come from Britain? I'm like, I guess. I don't know. Those motherfuckers got us. Britain got one over on USA for 30 years with the encyclopedia game. Stupid Americans buying A through Z left and right. Huge books. I'm telling you, I had an entire shelf in my living room dedicated solely to holding up Britannica encyclopedias A through Z. Britain got us. This fucking family in Queens, New York got by Britain for like, who knows, half a year, half a century. Britain got this one over on USA until we invented Google and took the power back. Oh yeah, take that, Britannica. Right? An American invented Google, right? I know we at least did Facebook, which I don't even use anymore anyways, so. Britannica. Jesus. What did people do with all those encyclopedias? Just throw them. There's got to be landfills of just Britannica encyclopedias now. I'm drinking water now. I finished my coffee. And probably, rightfully so. I don't know if I should have a fourth cup of coffee right now. I don't really even want to get up. I didn't know I was going to do an entire podcast about not being young anymore. That sounded almost sad. I'm not even sad right now. I was just, if anything, I was just getting annoyed thinking about young stuff. Like banana bongs and SkyDragons. Do you know what was do you guys remember when I had that epiphany that Ride With Me by Nelly was about drive-by shootings? If you don't remember or you didn't hear that episode, allow me to clue you in. Ride With Me by Nelly. I'm going down, but no, not Ride With Me. Country Grammar. Whoops. Ride With Me was, that was probably my favorite Nelly song ever. Probably a lot of people's. But Country Grammar. Country Grammar, Nelly's debut single, Country Grammar, was about drive-by shootings. And I had no idea until like 2 months ago. I'm going down, down, baby. Yo Street in a Range Rover. Street sweeper, baby. Cock ready to let it go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa, what? Listen to it now. Light it up and take a puff. Pass it to me now. And I said it on that episode. I thought that country grammar was just about having a good old time. Catch me in a Range Rover. I thought literally meant, hey, I have a nice car. Watch me as I arrive in your neighborhood. Cocked, ready to let it go. I thought street sweeper baby, cocked, ready to let it go. Street sweepers, I thought literally meant the car that cleans the street. So he's probably like, hey, I'm going to come through your neighborhood in my nice Range Rover. And it's actually really convenient because the street sweeper just cleaned your street moments before. So I get to drive on a nice clean street. Cocked, ready to let it go. I thought was like, I'm so amped up for a good time that I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm coming down your street in my nice Range Rover right after a street sweeper has wiped the area clear for me. I'm amped up and ready to have some good times and fun. No idea that was actually about drive-by shootings. I should have known. Of course it's about drive-by shootings. It reminded me, or I was reminded of that when this wasn't so recent, but it did happen, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that. I was listening to I don't know why, but I started listening to this like old school Queen Latifah album. And I was just like jamming, having a good time listening to this album on my way home from work. So it was probably like 3 a.m. And Queen Latifah had a song on this album about like being cheated on or like being a part of someone cheating. I forgot what it exactly was. And she threw out the line OPP. Like this ain't no OPP, or I ain't down with that OPP or something like that. And I was like, huh, antennas up. I was a little confused. And I was like, huh. And I went down another proverbial hip hop rabbit hole. And so I started Googling, because I'm not sure if Britannica has OPP in their O book, in their O encyclopedia. So I Googled OPP and the lyrics. And you guys know that song. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Who down with OPP? Every last old me. Let's look up. I'm just going to type in OPP in Google. And it says, people ask, what is OPP in slang? Oh, no, that's op. Like, what's op? No, that's not what I meant. Op, although I didn't know op meant opposition for a long time either. But let's look OPP lyrics. Because I did not know what it was for. It literally starts off just trying to explain to you what OPP is. OPP. How can I explain it? That's the first fucking line of the verse. OPP, how can I explain it? I'll take you frame by frame it. To have y'all jumping, shall we singing it? O is for other. P is for people. Scratch and temple. The last P, well, that's not that simple. It's sort of like another way to call a cat a kitten. It's 5 letters that are missing here. You get on occasion at the other party as a game, and it seems I got to start explaining. Bust it. So, I don't know if you got that one. O, other. P, peoples. And the last P, Not that simple. It's sort of like another way to call a cat a kitten. What's another name for a cat and a kitten that has 5 letters, as they said? It's the 5 letters that are missing here. Pussy. They're talking about other people's pussy? I always thought it was other people's property and that it was about like stealing or something like that. You ever had a girl and met her on a nice hello? You got her name and number, then you feeling real mellow. You get home, wait a day. She's what you want to know about. Then you call her up. It's her girlfriend or her cousin's house. It's not a front. F to the R to the O to the N to the T. It's just her boyfriend's at her house. What? It's OPP. Time other people what you get it. There's no room for relationship. There's just room to hit it. How many brothers out there know just what I'm getting at? Who thinks it's wrong because I'm splitting or co-hitting that? Co-hitting is the wildest way I've ever heard someone say that they're fucking another dude's girl. I don't know if I'm so much. She's not so much cheating as I'm co-hitting. We're co-hitting that. Oh man. Well, if you do, that's OPP, and you're not down with it. But if you don't, here's your membership. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Then for equal rights, to not be misogynistic or anything, they then made a female version of it in the very next verse. As for the ladies, OPP means something gifted. The first 2 letters are the same, but the last is something different. It's the longest, loveliest lean. I call it the leanest. It's another 5-letter word rhyming with cleanest and meanest. What's a word that starts with P that rhymes with cleanest and meanest? What's the difference between us? Better start at the penis. They're saying for ladies, OPP stands for other people's penis. And instead of going, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Who down with OPP? Every last homie. They go, who down with OPP? And a bunch of ladies go, all the ladies. OPP is literally other people's pussy or other people's penises. And the entire song is just like, who's down to fuck other people's pussies? Who's down to fuck other people's penises? Yeah, you know me. Yeah, you know me. That's what OPP is about. I had no idea. I thought it was about stealing other people's property, and I guess I was kind of right. But I thought it was like a dude that was like, I really want that video game, so I'm just gonna OPP, yeah, you know me, and walk away. No. That's not what that meant. Also, why I was so okay with like the notion of, well, it's just a bunch of stealing going on, so whatever. OPP, other people's pussy and other people's penises. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that for longer than I didn't know country grammar was about drive-bys. I don't know anything. And why is it that whenever I don't know something and I find out the actual meaning, it's like always bad? Like really, it's never like, oh, I had no idea that song was actually about giving to charity. I had no idea. Oh, that song is about donating blood? Oh, I had no idea. One Blood by The Game. One Blood. That's actually about donating blood. Because he's O positive and he knows that like that's the best blood type to have. So he donates it all the time. You didn't know that's what One Blood was about? One Blood. I got one blood. I donate it every day. Yeah, I does. All for you. It's never that. It's me thinking Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa, what? Listen to it now. I'm thinking this dude's eating Cocoa Puffs in his Range Rover, having a grand old time. You're like, nah, that's about drive-by shooting, dude. Whoa. I had no idea. No idea. Last random thought, kind of on the same topic in a way. Maybe, maybe not. I've just wanted to kind of mention this for like the longest time, and I promise you, it's just so stupid and so random. But that's what this show's about, right? Stupid ass random shit that really is of zero importance to anybody's life whatsoever. But here I go. I have this playlist on my Spotify. Follow me at I'm Will Bryant. That's 3 words. I'm Will Bryant. Bryant like Kobe. I have the Spotify playlist, and it's basically just a bunch of acoustic versions of popular or pop songs. And a lot of them are by this specific group called Boyce Avenue. And I used to play that a lot when I worked brunch. And let me tell you, white women that are out having mimosas at brunch always asked me what playlist this was. And one of the songs was that song Sweetest Girl that they by Lil Wayne and Wyclef Jean. I used to see the girl. Was it something about this girl at the gym? I used to see the girl at the gym. Or I used to do the hula hoop whenever I see this girl at the gym. Now I got to look up the lyrics because that's going to bother me unless I don't. Let's see. Sweetest Girl lyrics. High school, she was the girl that made me do the hula hoop around the gym just to get a peek again. She's a 10. I was close. High school, she was that girl that made me do the hula hoop around the gym just to get a peek again. She's a 10. And the chorus of this, I used to love this song too, the Lil Wayne and Wyclef song. And the chorus is like this lady, this woman that he used to have a crush on, is talking to her, I think about being a stripper or something like that. And she goes, see, I'm going to tell you like Wu told me. Cash rules everything around me. Singing dollar, dollar bill, y'all, dollar, dollar bill, y'all, dollar, dollar bill, y'all, dollar, dollar bill, y'all. See, I understood that. But I realized years later, that line confused an entire population of white people. It went over so many of your heads, especially fans of acoustic music. Because this song, when Boyce Avenue covered this song, it says, I'm going to tell you like you told me. Cash rules everything around me. And I heard that and I went, that ain't it, buddy. Nice try, bud. Maybe open up your goddamn Britannica and find the lyrics to the song before you go and record it and put it out for the world. Maybe Google the lyrics to Sweetest Girl before recording it and professionally releasing it for the world to hear. Because it's not. See, I'm going to tell you like you told me. You didn't tell me anything. It's woo, W-U. The W, baby. Wu-Tang. She's referencing Wu-Tang. The chorus is referencing Wu-Tang. Why? Because cash rules everything around me. Cream. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. That's a Wu-Tang song. C period R period E period A period M period. Cash rules everything around me. So you didn't tell her shit. Wu told her. But no one told these acoustic singers that. Because here you got this white guy with a guitar plugged into nothing going, I'ma tell you like you told me. Wrong. And that has bothered me for years. Years, I tell you. I have nothing against acoustic music. Good for Boyce Avenue, but damn it. Not the lyrics. I'ma tell you like you told me. Why would I tell you something you already told me years ago? Like for like a callback? It's like you told me. I'ma tell you like you told me. Cash rules everything around me. The guy's like, I don't remember saying that at all, actually. Yeah, because you didn't. Wu-Tang did, okay? Woo. I'm going to tell you like Wu told me. Cash rules everything around me. All right, man. All right. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry. It really bothered me. Now that I've let that go, I'll never have to talk about that again. Thank you, guys. Thank you for allowing me to heal. High school, she was the girl that made me do a hula hoop around the gym just to get a peek again. She's a 10. Whoa. That's it, man. That's all I got. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope that you soar high as a sky dragon and achieve everything that you want to achieve out there. As you fly through the sky, please take out your Nokia phones and use the slowest internet at all possible that Nokia can allow you to use. And be sure to follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, on X, on TikTok, on Twitch, on Spotify, on Threads. It's the same name on all platforms at I'm Will Bryant. That's 3 words. I'm Will Bryant. Bryant. Like Kobe. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. I'll be back at it once again in a week. And until then, peace. I'ma tell you like Woo told me.